doing? It's good to see you again after a week break.
Yeah, you too. I think we have some exciting stuff cooking today. Very visually oriented modding today, which is
Nice.
a nice break from all the spreadsheets and event scripting that we've been looking at so far. So
very cool. Extracting the animation studio now. You said this is Meow Meritus has a Patreon, and he's the creator of the Anim Studio. Is that right?
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, this is 95% him. But, I mean, you'll see it shortly enough what an insane program he's put together. There's a few others who have contributed to decoding the TAE file format and things a few years ago, and ongoing because we have all these different events, particularly with new games we have to document.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah, it's all Meow's brainchild.
Awesome. Okay, so should I just load it up? And what else are we going to need today? Soulstruct or just Anim Studio to look at it?
Probably just Anim Studio.
Okay.
Yeah, unless we want to pop in a few parameters or anything like that, we might come across. But this program really, this is animation editing is its whole own big corner of modding. So
yeah, I bet.
Very, very powerful stuff. Okay, so yeah, this is what we're starting with. Now we're going to start with Dark Souls 1 or Elden Ring. What do you think?
Let's try Dark Souls 1. You said it's a little simpler, so we'll just see the kind of simplified version and then maybe mess with Elden Ring.
Great, sounds good. So if we go File Open, we can open one of the character animation bundles. And
am I looking in the Dark Souls files for this?
That's right. Okay. Yeah. So in the character CHR subfolder in Dark Souls Remastered.
Program. Wait, Steam. There we go. Steam apps, common. Dark Souls Remastered. All right, CHR. Okay. Any recommendations?
So I thought the Black Knight might be a good place to start. The model has quite a bit to show off, and there's a few masking things going on. So that's model 2790.
2790.
Yeah. And just for those wondering, these ANI BND files contain Havoc files that actually define the animation data. So, keyframes and things like that, as well as a skeleton that is animated.
It's like a little different model file than the default. I would say no, right?
Very tempting, but let's go no for now. That's a relatively new feature I haven't messed around with that Meow's added, but definitely a seductive option.
Oh shoot! Okay, so here we are, and we can rotate around.
That's right. Yeah, pretty familiar views to controls to control the 3D viewer hit. Now, in Dark Souls Remastered, we kind of don't really have the ability to load the shaders properly that the models use.
Sure.
But not a big deal. We get a lovely diffuse kind of normal shaded model here. But other than that, everything will work great for Remastered.
Nice.
We have a list of animations on the left, and you'll notice that the IDs for those animations kind of have an A prefix.
Yeah.
Just with two numbers in Dark Souls 1, and then a 4-digit suffix to the ID, which you'll see a lot more frequently. So if you recall from our AI editing, we saw a lot of 3000, 3001. So those are attack animations. And some of these have an offset. So near the bottom, we have one starting with AO1, AO2, and so on. Those are kind of alternate sets of certain animation groups that the NPC param can tell the character to use. And for the Black Knight, that's how the Black Knight switches between the 4 weapon types that you can encounter, even though they all use the same model.
Got you. Interesting.
Yeah. So if you maybe animation 003,000 is a good place to start, just near the top.
Sure. Yeah. Just basic R1 attack, kind of.
Basic R1 attack. Yeah. Right. So if you click on that and press spacebar, then you can play the animation in the window.
And it just loops forever, and we can watch it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can see what's happening here in our editor window. We have all these events. So these are, the files are called TAE, which stands for Time Act Editor, I believe, or Time Act Events. And, these are events that last for a certain number of frames, and they're all locked to 30 frames per second. So, if you zoom right in there, you can see how granular it gets.
So I see, I was laughing because it's using my Lobos SFX. So I was like, what's happening? He's like, and it's like,
I knew that, unfortunately. I missed that.
And I see during the animation when the hitbox is active, like boom. So we could just
a lot to note here. Yeah. So the Anim Studio is actually loading the game param we have in our installation, and it's pulling the hitbox size data out of that. and displaying it for us. And there'll also be some text information that's shown at times, and also various features of the model, because it's loading the character BND file next to the animation BND file that contains the 3D model for the character, and all these points where we have options to spawn hitboxes and things.
Yep.
And obviously, yeah, sound as well. Meow's code is pulling out the sound files used by this character and delighting us with those.
Perfect.
So a lot of different stuff can happen in the events here. You can see from the names of some of them. I'm not sure what it looks like to other viewers, but you might want to magnify
zoom in.
a bit too.
That is something we usually do here. Let's do 200%. Okay, maybe that's too much. No, that's fine. This is fine. All right.
There we go.
It's a bit crowded, but we should be able to see. Yeah.
Yeah, it always ends up being a bit crowded. The rows that we see here, like these slots, they don't matter at all. That's just a way to have different events simultaneously. But there's no sort of special meaning to any of that. You can place events in any row you want in the editor here, just like in a classic non-linear editing software. Yeah,
this is like if I was using like a digital audio workstation to like make some music. Like this is all just playing, and if it overlaps, it all happens at the same time. That sort of idea.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sequencer.
So we have a fixed set of events, and they all have an ID associated with them. And all of them, for Dark Souls 1, certainly almost all of them have been named at this point, along with the arguments they take. So yeah, that's a simple play sound center body. You can see the IDs that's taking, and yeah. The jump table is kind of a special event that just looks up a whole bunch of other events. So there's like a sub ID going on there. It strikes me as kind of, as they needed various functions accessible from Tay, they just added them to the jump table, and then you can kind of call whatever function you want. So you'll see various things there. So technically that is event 0, but then there's this jump table ID, which tells you what function is this actually looking up and what arguments does it need.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just to clarify 7. What's happening there.
But
yeah, most of what we see and care about here, we got sound playing events. Obviously, you want a lot of sounds at certain times during the animation. Spawning FFX, those are visual effects. And hitboxes. And the hitbox events are generally called Invoke attack behavior. You can see one in the top row there.
Yeah. All right.
And that's going to look up a behavior param, not an attack param immediately, but a behavior param. And it's going to calculate the full ID for that behavior param row from a combination of the model, which is 2790, and the behavior judge ID, which is kind of a subcategory for behaviors, and then the index. So 3000, animation 3000, uses a very low ID for that. It's just index 0.
Okay.
And we could go look at that behavior param, and that behavior param is in turn going to either spawn an attack param, which is a hitbox, or a bullet. Generally, I think they can also do special effects as well, but generally you'll get bullets, which are projectiles, or you'll get attacks, which are hitboxes.
Got you. Let me open up Soulstruck so we can look at this.
Yeah, good idea. We can go inspect those anytime.
Oh, where did I put it? Didn't I put it on the desktop? Probably. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oops.
Right next to Studio.
Open. There we go. All right. Yeah, all those things you said right there are a little like it's a lot, but I want to open up. I want to open up the.
Let's go one at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, the behavior,
with examples,
behavior stuff, and see what exactly it's pulling from there. Soulstruck. Oh, project directory. Oh, right. We can just open the one that we had before. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, that's right.
The desktop. No. Soulstruct. New test. Oh wait, do I even need to do that? Quitting. Oops. We'll try it again.
Oops.
Navigate to your Soulstruct
program
project directory. Okay. Soulstruct, new test. Select. Copy the game events now. That's fine.
No, yeah. Got to send you a new version of that.
So how does something like floppy souls work within the context of animation modding? Is that just a parameter that will like, a multiplier of all of the movement during an animation, for lack of better terms? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's kind of a central available parameter that Meow just turned up there, or if you kind of increase the scaling of each animation point so that all the vertices in the animation are basically, being blown up while the character model is kept the same size. So that's the gist of it. That's more kind of animation data editing, whereas we're only looking at events that happen during the animation so far.
Gotcha. Just a heads up for anybody who's like watching this for the first time and like, this is really interesting, but I have no idea what's going on. We do have a series of these videos uploaded to YouTube. I think there's 5 parts. We started with the most basic of the basics, just editing kind of numbers within the game to change stuff. And now we're taking our first look at Animation Studio, which is considerably complex, but, we're taking a base level look at it. There might be a lot of jargon that you're like, I don't know what's happening here. But the focus of these sorts of sessions is to kind of like have some technical stuff for those who are interested and can follow it, which I can't always. But then just be like, okay, if I just want to change, where the hitbox on this animation is, like we'll do like little practical tests like that, just so you could also follow along and do that sort of thing. But okay, anyways, we're in the parameter information, which we went over in other videos if you want to go check that out. And we're looking for behaviors.
That's right. And just like attacks, they're separated into player and non-player. So, the player model alone, which is C0000, has so many behaviors and attacks associated with it that it gets its whole kind of individual param.
Yeah.
Just so we don't, otherwise it's going to take up all of the room. Yeah.
Was there a translator for this or no? I forget.
No, not an automatic one.
Okay.
Yeah. So we want non-player behaviors, and then we can look up the ID that the Black Knight's going to use. So if you scroll down a bit past all these early kind of debug / special behaviors, you quickly get into the really long IDs.
Yep. Can we see that ID in Anim Studio and just jump over here?
Sort of.
Right?
You can see the components that are generating the final ID. So yeah, the invoke attack behavior. First of all, we need to know the name of this model. So you can imagine this is literally what the game is doing. When this Tay event runs, it goes, oh, okay, well, this is model 2790. So I'm going to start with, 279 is going to be the start of my... 2790 is going to be the start of my ID.
Okay.
Then I'm going to add the behavior judge ID to that, like joining 2 strings together.
Okay.
And then I'm going to join the attack index to that.
Okay.
It's probably easier to see if we just go into Soulstruct and we can actually
Do
scroll down.
look at 2790.
Yeah, I think they're in the 8-digit range, either 8 or 9 digits. 9 digits, yeah. So you can see how big the IDs get.
Yeah, these are big.
So the easiest way is probably if you use the param search bar up the top.
Okay.
And you want to search for 279 and then 6 zeros.
1, 2, 3. Wait, where is it finding this? Is that within the parameter data? Or, because like 279, that's not the ID.
No, I forgot there's a 2 added to the front just for fun. So we want 2279 and then 5 zeros, I should say.
Interesting.
Yeah. They all have a 2 at the front.
Here we go.
Some internal meaning thing. Yeah, there we go. So this is the start of the Black Knight's params.
I see. There's 100, like you said.
Yeah, so that very first one is exactly the one that we're looking at in Tay at the moment. So you can see the behavior judge ID is 100. And you can see that that actually has its own entry here, as well as being part of the ID. And then the index is like an offset from that, and that's going to be 0.
Okay.
And then all this behavior does pretty much is generate attack 2790, which is where the actual interesting stuff is. And then there's a few other fields here that determine things. You can see a lot of them aren't used for non-players because they don't use stamina or durability.
Aha. All right. Yeah. Noted. Yeah, no durability.
And this is where,
sure.
So special attacks of weapons that use up their durability, that would have durability cost there.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Every attack would use up durability, right? At least a little bit.
Only if they hit things, I think, typically for the player.
Okay, but you don't have that cost even if, like, because I figure you would do that at the time of the attack. You would determine whether it hit something and then reduce durability costs, yeah?
I'm not actually sure where that typical durability loss is handled. It might be internal, or it might actually be part of the kind of the hitting animation, but I suspect it's internal. Like whenever an attack connects, whether it's with a wall or an enemy, you get a little durability penalty there.
Okay.
But this cost here is for actually like paying for special attacks, like, special R2s and things.
Yes, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But enemies don't use that.
Okay, so you said this generates attack 279000. Where do we look for that? Non-player attacks.
Yeah, exactly. You can just right-click on that actually and jump straight to that row as well.
Go to params, non-player attacks. Boom. All right.
So we looked at these attacks way back in the first episode, I think. And again, you can see almost everything here is unused for most attacks. It's really just defining a hitbox. And we have the radius and the start and end model point for hitbox 0 is what's defining a capsule. And that capsule is what Meow is drawing for us in Anim Studio.
Really? So
yeah.
So it's just defined in Yeah. So okay. So can we real time modify this and then like
we can. Yep.
All right.
So our project is already linked up. Soulstruct is ready to export to that directory. So why don't we start by changing the radius up top?
Okay.
You can make it.
I'm gonna make it skinnier. Let's do.
Sure.
Let's do that. 0.1 from 0.4. So considerably should be skinnier. It might even be within the blade itself. So we need to.
We need to export params from Soulstruct. Yeah.
Boom. And then
in Anim Studio, I think in the file menu, there's an option to reload game param.
Reload game param and FMGs. There it is. Look at that. I like that hitbox better. That's more.
Yeah, one of the classic things. We love editing hitboxes and, talking, especially George or King Borhaha. He loves finding the game's worst hitboxes and posting them on Twitter. And you can just fix them yourself. You can be a good Samaritan and create a better hitbox mod for any of these games.
Yeah.
And some people have already done that. I think Elden Ring Reforged by Konofa has a lot of hitbox modifications.
I feel like there's got to be like a best practice for hitboxes where you don't want it to necessarily be the most accurate, because then like it would be way easier to dodge, right? If the hitbox is only this tiny little thing, but you want it to be harder to dodge, you make it bigger, or I guess increase the number of frames. True. Yeah.
And it's not just the size that matters, it's the lingering hitboxes. That's kind of more of an issue and things like that. And the Titanite demons in Dark Souls 1 are probably the most egregious examples of that.
Oh,
for Daughters of Ash, that's the one hitbox change I made, I think, for Daughters of Ash.
Nice.
It was
nice.
A bit nutty. For Bed of Chaos, there's some classic ones as well. I think George just tweeted that. You have capsules that don't remotely resemble the tentacles. It's pretty funny. But yeah, so that's a really easy change we can make here. And
cool.
we didn't change the animation data. We're just viewing a param change here. So that's really easy to do.
Yeah.
The model IDs we can change as well. So you can see in the param, this capsule has a start and end point of 10 and 11.
Right.
And those numbers are just indices of predefined points in the 3D model of the character.
Are these?
I call them model points.
Yeah. Are they the bones or?
No, they're separate. They're arbitrary points. Just each of them corresponds to a 3D point, a single point, and you'll see them called dummy polys in other programs typically, which is the internal name.
Okay.
And we can see those.
Yeah, I was about to ask about visualization of that.
Exactly. So, I mean, I got a whole list here of all the cool stuff that we can see that this program can do. And we can start with that for sure. So if you go up to Window. At the top. And let me just open mine so I can... Hey, and we go Scene Explorer.
All right. Oh, models, helpers. Look at this.
Yeah, and you can upsize that little box there.
Yeah.
And then we want to go into Models. And there's a whole bunch of stuff here that we can turn on and off in our 3D viewer.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. And then in there, so this is the first place to look. And there are these masks that you see are kind of predefined. They're presets of certain parts of the mesh that you can turn on and off. And there's 4 of these, and you can guess what they correspond to for the Black Knight if you just click on the and select others, right?
Different weapons. Cool.
And so the NPC param for each Black Knight kind of variant will define which of those masks is active. And that's how we get the separate Black Knights, but they all use the same underlying model.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then if we wanted to be more granular with our meshes here, we could go to the meshes box as well, and you can enable or disable every individual sub-mesh in the entire model. But it's not just an animation editor, it's really good for just visualizing the models and things.
These are like
I said, you don't
parts,
get textures
right?
here.
Like these are parts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are parts. You find them in the parts folder in the game, and they are shared with the armor, like the player armor of the Black Knight that you can get as well. Uses the same asset.
Okay.
Yeah. And you got N for male, and there's F variants as well.
Wow.
So if we go to, I think, helpers down the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Dummy polys. Whoop.
Yeah, so if you click on, you might just want to upsize them a little bit more. And you click on dummy poly and dummy poly IDs, you can see where they are and what the IDs are for all of them, which gets pretty cluttered. You can see they actually do have a direction. They are vectors. Because the game does use them to position things.
Wow.
Like particle effects, it shows you the direction the particles will spawn and things like that.
Oh, whoops. Middle mouse sets you back to the 0 there, but okay. Damn. Yeah, and then...
So if you turn on IDs as well, you'll be able to see the 10 and 11.
Oh, yeah, there we go. 10 and 11.
Yeah.
So that's defining where the hitbox extends from and to, yeah?
Yeah, those are the two ends of our simple capsule hitbox here.
Interesting. Okay. So then we, let's say that we want to make it... What do we want to extend it? We would need to make a new... dummy poly, is that right? Or
exactly, yeah. We would need to actually edit the 3D model file if we wanted to create a new arbitrary point to use.
Okay.
But you can see there's a lot of points available, particularly around the model itself.
Yeah.
And some of them share the same ID. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe
that's interesting.
Picks a random one or something. Not too sure about that. We can enable and disable these individually as well in a different place, but you get the idea.
Yeah. All right, very cool. So it's a little more involved if we want to just extend or de-extend a hitbox for a weapon. Okay.
Yeah, so to stretch the timing for the hitbox, all we have to do is drag the start and the end point of that invoke attack behavior event in the timeline there.
Nice.
So if you think it lingers too long, you can truncate the end a bit, and you could start it earlier and everything.
Oh, cool.
Have the most delightful lingering hitbox ever.
Yeah, and so you can scrub through this and really see. So, like, for example, there's some attacks in Dark Souls where if you're circling behind them, then when they go to swing, like, the backswing will hit you. And if you want to, like, remove that, then you could just drag this so that the hitbox doesn't start until, boom, like the swing begins. And that
exactly, yep.
So that's nice.
Yeah, so it's that easy. And, just like we saw with previous episodes, 90% of the things you'd probably want to be doing if you were making a nice kind of mod, you can do quite easily, and then we've got all these other optional complexities we could dive into with custom dummy polys and model edits and things, but just adjusting the start and end time of events or adding a few new events, of a limited sort of set of behaviors, and you're kind of good to go with this program.
Can you turn off the snapping here? Or no, this is just per frame, huh? So
it's per frame, and that's what the game uses. So you can turn that off.
Really?
Yeah, but it will kind of not have any impact in the actual game because it's only going to be checking every frame at 30 FPS specifically. Even for Elden Ring, even if you're running at billion frames per second under the hood, it's only going to check animation data 30 times a second.
So I can make this constantly play sound. Yeah, perfect.
The ultimate, low process effects.
Excellent.
I think we need more low process effects. Yeah.
It's getting there. It's getting there. We're almost done with the sounds. We just have these obscure ambient sounds left to do, really. And then music and then NPCs. But that should all be more exciting / faster to do, so.
Yeah, totally.
I'm looking forward to it.
So a few more things to note here. This zoom we've got right now is actually a pretty good view of some other basic events that you'll see. So we've got play sound center body. We've seen before. That's just a basic play sound variant that is just emitting the sound from the center of the body.
Center. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And you can see the arguments that takes are a sound type, which is usually going to be character here. That's like a subcategory of sound files. And then an ID, which is just, that's not the absolute ID. Just like with the behaviors, it's going to use the character model and attach it to that ID and go and find the actual sound file. But if you wanted to switch those around, you could see what sounds are used when, and you could, swap one sound event for another. That'd be pretty simple.
Okay. Is that in params also, or would that be somewhere else?
It's all in the sound project files, which are in the sound folder, the files that you've been editing. Yeah. So those FEV files, they have kind of IDs of sound events, and the game, when this event occurs, the game's just going to look up the currently loaded sounds, which consists of everything in the map sound project and all the characters that are loaded into the map, and it's going to look for whatever ID you request. But to add a new ID for a new sound, we would have to use Fmod to actually edit that properly.
Gotcha.
We couldn't just use, FSV extractor or anything.
Sure.
We have add special effects, the multiplayer variant, but that's in reality, that's the one that's almost always used. So we can use that to add an arbitrary special effect to this enemy for that duration.
Huh.
Which is very flexible. You know, I know 99% of all the cool extension sort of modding you could do to animations would just be creating your own arbitrary special effects, because, you know, you can check those in event scripting as well. So you get this, you know, very multi-level communication going between all the different parts of the game. And so if you wanted, you know, every time an enemy attack swings, you know, spawn some explosion or something, then, you know, you could create a special effect, and then the event script would look for that special effect, and you can do whatever you want with that.
Cool. So do you know what in particular this special effect is?
I do. How about you try to guess just by scrubbing through and having a look at the exact time window when that effect is applied?
Let's see. Is it hyper armor?
No,
no,
that's a good yes.
Okay.
That has its own special event. You don't even need a special effect for that, I think.
Oh, okay. Let's see. So he's swinging, finishing, and... counter damage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, counter damage. Okay. Nice.
There you go. So there's a counter damage window, and for every enemy, I think it uses effect 31. And you can go and look at exactly what effect 31 does in Soulstruck if you wanted.
Very cool.
Yeah. I think it just lowers defense by some amount.
And then, so spawn FX is... would this be like for sparks? Like if they're hitting?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Yes, exactly.
Spawn
so
effect
various
excellent.
effects, yeah. The by floor part here, that's actually a sound effect that the actual sound loaded is going to check what sort of material or collision is you're currently standing on, and it's going to use that. Gotcha. So those are footsteps. I'm guessing they're footsteps during the attack or something like that. And so if you're standing in snow versus water, it's going to play a different sound depending on that.
Okay, and you can see, like, I mean, it's got a vector for the sound too. Does that apply? Like,
I think that's just showing the vector of the dummy poly where that sound
attached to.
Exactly.
I see.
So, you know, that's an intrinsic part of the dummy poly. I don't think that event in particular uses it.
Huh. And so this won't actually preview sound because it's variable depending on the material that he's stepping on. Is that right?
Those are visual effects, not sounds. The sound ones are the play sound. Yeah. Gotcha. Sorry, I think I misspoke there.
I see.
Yeah. So no, we can't spawn. You know, the visual effects system is very finicky and, you know, very internal. So Meow can't show us arbitrary effects in this renderer yet.
Okay.
But you can see where they spawn, and you can see what the IDs are. And again, those IDs are going to be modified depending on what floor the character is standing on.
Like dust or water or...
Exactly, yeah. And then those play sound events are going to... I think for this animation, they're just going to be generic sounds. But if we went and looked at the walking animation, I think they would also be, you know, varying by floor as well, like for footstep sounds and things.
Sure. Yeah, this is like armor Foley stuff, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Just a little bit of
or impact sounds,
yeah, swipe sounds, rattling, and things like that. So there's one more event here that it's actually... actually, let's look at that one at the end first, because that's a pretty interesting one as well.
Let's see here. This jump table?
The one... So yeah, there's disable turning, and then AI continuation attack, which is a flag for... it's a bit more complicated than this, but there's a lot of these events that determine when the enemy is allowed to kind of break out of an attack using the AI system. So like aborting an attack, that sort of thing. So you'll see various windows like that defined. It's a little complex to get into here, but you'll see a lot of AI step anim cancel, AI movement cancel, and so on. And that's used basically to blend, blending between one animation and another, you'll see. And just other AI related cancellation ability there.
So here he's doing the same animation twice, is that right? Yeah, he's just R1 and then R1 again.
I think it's just replaying. Yeah. So when you drag past the end of the window, it's just kind of going to automatically loop. Yeah, if you show that, just so you can see. But all these events that extend past the end are kind of useless.
Okay.
Because the actual animation data ends at where the white line is.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
And then the last event here that I think is worth looking at is right near where the attack happens. We have that tiny little jump table 0 just between the sounds, I think in the 4th track.
Here. Yeah. Parry possible. Hey, yo. Yeah. Nice.
And you can see how small it is there, and you can scrub back and forth and see exactly what the parry window is.
1 frame, huh? Let's see. Or does it add... Yeah, no, I guess it's just 1 frame for parrying there.
I think it might be. But remember, this is 30 FPS, so
Right.
actually it's going to be like 2 out of 60 frames.
2 frames
But
for 60.
And that period, it has to overlap the sort of
Right.
parry that you're generating. So it's not like you have to press the button in that period, but yeah, it's an overlap check.
Yeah. So if your parry lasts like 13 frames, those 13 frames need to overlap with the same time as this in the animation, and then you're good.
And it's going to give you your douche sound.
Yeah.
We all want to hear. Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah, so that is what we could extend here. If you
yeah,
want
we could just do this, and then it'd be like, all right, anytime he animates, just hit parry, you're good. Boom. There you go. Oh,
that would be pretty funny. Just to extend it to cover the entire animation, and then it's only going to affect this one attack, obviously, at the moment.
Right.
If we were serious about making, easy parry mod, we'd actually write a script, probably in C# that just extended that event. You can find the event in every animation and extend it as much as you want. But a little fine tuning here.
Yeah, I may have just jumping over here, and then boom, parry. Yeah, no problem. And then, what is this one? Aha. Yeah. So then, how would it work well if there was an attack that was not parryable, that I just went in and created this parryable?
Absolutely. Yep.
But
you can copy paste these events between any animation, any new track.
Okay, so for example, and I guess it probably would look weird, but I know he's got a shield attack that you can't parry. But we could just throw that in there. Would it work?
Absolutely. As far as I know, we just have to find the ID for that shield bash. Probably one of the 3000s here.
There it is, right here. So, okay, so I can go to the first one, for example, and then you say I can copy this.
Yep, just Control-C, and then go click where you want to put it in the other animation.
Was it this one? 3006. Boom. So we'll just, oh, there we go. I mean, I don't want it to be as large as that was, but first we'll try and make it kind of realistic here.
Yeah.
So now we can scrub and see, whoops. You would hit parry, let's say, here. Boop. We'll give it 2 frames. We'll make it a little easier to overlap.
Just for testing.
Yeah. So right before... We probably
might want to go a little earlier.
Yeah, we don't want to overlap the hitbox, is what I'm thinking.
Exactly, yeah. It'd be... Otherwise, you could potentially get a successful parry and take damage.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, cool. All right, so how easy is this to just save and do it?
Control-S, and you're done.
Wow. A backup was not found and was created. Well, heck.
Good thing.
That's pretty easy.
Not only that, but if you look at the file menu in Anim Studio, I haven't actually tried this, but you'll see something that says reload in-game.
Force in-game entity reload now.
I haven't tested that, but again, another very tantalizing little option there. So
that's cool. Let's go check that animation. Let's see.
Yeah, just while we're booting up, again, huge props to Meow Meredith. He's been working on this for years, and this build we're looking at is just for patrons at the moment, and special influencers like yourself.
Support on Patreon, guys. There's a lot of work. I mean, I don't even know how to get started with this sort of thing.
And if we take a peek at Elden Ring later, he's been doing a lot of work getting this working for Elden Ring and all the new Havoc file formats that entails and things like that, with help from a few others like Skith, who's been a legend decoding the Havoc file formats. Maybe Scythe. Sorry if I'm butchering your name.
Oh, wait. Let's see. How do I do this? There we go. This isn't too far from... From the... Wait. Yeah, like the Undead Bird Black Knight. Let me just run over here real quick. Whee! Yeah,
of course, we could drop a new Black Knight wherever we wanted in Soulstruck if we wanted to.
Yeah, that's fair.
Make testing easier.
That is also a thing. Let me see. Where?
And this is a straight sword Black Knight, right?
Yes, it is a straight sword Black Knight. And what am I thinking? Oh, the one down here. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Whoop. 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 There we go. There he is. Okay, so now we want him to do the shield bash, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, is typically he'll do that if you're blocking. I need to be not invisible to them, which is game.
In game. Basically everything you want is in game for the debug menu.
Debug. Player no dead. We won't die. That's fine. Player hide. Player silence off. Boom, boom. Hello. All right. So let's see. There it goes. Oh, that was interesting. So, I don't think I took damage. Oops. But it didn't do the parry. Oops.
That definitely
It's making the clank noise. Yeah, that hit me there.
Interesting.
So I wonder if there's more to that.
Yeah, it looks like there might be.
Because I feel... whoops. Yeah, because that was too early.
You might have to go take another look
Yeah.
if you missed something.
Let's see. I will... You know what I'm going to do is... I can't die right now. I'm going to hide myself and silence myself again. And I'm just going to leave myself here, and then we'll test that force reload after we check it into it a little bit. Try extending the parry frames a bunch to make sure. We could, yeah. We could. Whoops.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
All right. We do this. We don't want it to be after the damage, though. Okay. So at this point, like, as soon as he pulls back, you can parry. So we'll save. Let's try force in-game entity reload now. Does it not have to hook up to the game to do this?
I am not sure.
Let's see. Well, we also don't know if this would actually work, so...
Yeah, exactly. We could try hot reloading a more obvious change as well, like
True.
The hitbox or something. Just remove the hitbox entirely.
Nope. Yeah, so that didn't do it.
Why don't we try we also extended some parry windows, right?
We did, yeah.
On the earlier attacks.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Does that seem like... Yeah,
That's
maybe
right.
maybe that's more obvious if we horribly mistime a parry, but it still works. Though I think we needed it for a couple of the early attacks.
Yeah, just the regular R1, which should be that. But the thing is, that's...
It's hard to tell. The muscle
work.
memory is too strong.
Yeah, that just felt normal. That's not... We didn't edit that one, I think. So you'll have to quit to tile and reload for animation changes. Well, supposedly there is a...
That'll definitely work. It's, again, one of those file formats. You only need to quit and reload the map.
Right.
Guaranteed, if the hot reload doesn't work.
Should we... Hell yeah, let's try something simpler. Let's go to our 3000... I mean, that is... We had this change in here saved before... Oh yeah, the parry window's here. Before we even loaded the game. So that should be active. As well as some of the other ones I edited to just be ridiculous. Okay, we can remove the hitbox. Let's try doing that. Which is invoke attack behavior.
You could just drag it somewhere else like earlier as well.
Yeah, so we don't mess it up too much.
We don't delete it. Yeah.
It's kind of weird. It's like his attack is as he's pulling his sword back forward.
Little backhand.
All right. And then let's try this. Force in-game entity reload now. Yeah, we're going to change something real obvious. Wait, I can't see. Sir, could you... All right, hold on. Move. Wrecked. No, that definitely hit me. So let me try save and quit. The only problem is we're in the debug mode, so...
You can debug warp straight to this character.
Really?
Least. Yeah.
How do I do that? Oh,
so we want to load 1001 just to be safe. I know it'll be loaded if we're in.
I see.
Doesn't really matter. The map's going to be loaded here anyway, coincidentally. But
yeah, and then we find
we want to
that character.
Exactly. Under 1001, we can find the character in the character inspector.
World character manager. Yeah.
Yes.
1001, and then we're looking for 2790. Is that right?
Yeah, should only be one of them. No, I guess there's a couple of Black Knights, but I imagine it's the first one.
Oh wait, you can bumper for no. R2.
Yeah, L1 should let you scroll a lot faster.
L1, hold that. Okay. 2792. 93?
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so these are some of the only Black Knights in the game that use a dedicated submodel just for that weapon type of Black Knight. Most of them use the shared one, 2790.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I imagine because there's a bunch of evidence that Berg's one of the first maps they developed. The Crystal Lizard functions very differently here, for example.
Oops.
So I think that's what we're seeing here. We're editing the animations of the wrong enemy. But we could, a couple options here. We could go to a map that does have the 2790 with a sword, but I'd have to look up where that is. Or we could just duplicate our edits in the animations for 2792.
Yeah.
Your call.
Sure. Let's, so the thing is we're editing a different one, so that's the issue that's going on here. Let me...
Or we could edit the map data as well and just change this Black Knight to 2790. So a bunch of options.
That's true. So 2792, so we need to find, let's see here.
Not the animation ID, but the model ID, yeah.
The model ID. Hold on one second.
Yeah, so we need to open...
I wanted to say hi to Momo, who dropped by. Momo, I'm going to be participating in a D&D campaign with Momo, and you joined us at a time that's very... we're doing some Dark Souls mod learning and Elden Ring mod learning, so it's a little bit, educational. But I'm super excited to play with you, so it's good to meet you as well. And thank you for joining the stream. If you're interested in Dark Souls modding, stick around and learn how to change animation data and all sorts of crazy stuff here. But guys, go follow Momo. Let's see, I'll do a follow command there. And we'll get back to it. Let's see here. So, you're saying reset me. What are we doing here?
Well, that D&D is going to be sweet. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
We have a bunch of options to actually test out the enemy we want. We could switch to editing the animations of 2792, like a different character.
Yeah.
Or we could change the one in the Berg, or we can go to the kiln where Hot Pocket says the 2790
I see.
is actually used.
Okay.
So,
is there a quick way to get to the kiln with the debug, or...
Yeah, just load straight into map 1800 from the debug menu.
Oh, okay. Let's do that. All right. So we made some changes to the Black Knight. They weren't working, but it turns out it's because specifically the Black Knight I went to is not using the right model. So what did you say? Why specifically they do that?
I'm not sure, honestly. I think they just realized they had 4 different models that were sharing 95% of their assets, like except for the weapon, and so they merged them. But then they left the older ones in the game anyway, so who knows?
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So here we go. And first one here should be the Black Knight we modified, that style. So let's see.
We can double check in the character inspector as well. That it is 2790.
Very true. Here we go. Inspector, world character manager. 2790 is, well, let's see.
There we go.
He should highlight. There we go. 27900001. That's the dude that we want. That's the one we edited. Let's make ourselves not invisible and invulnerable yet. Love learning things like this. This is really cool, and I think the animation studio stuff, is, it's very easy to see the changes we're making. And all right, so I need to do the shield ability. Oops, we did not edit that ability. Shield thrust me. There it goes. There you go, and we got it parried. So now,
awesome.
Yeah, you can parry the shield attack, which is not something you normally can do. Also made it very easy to parry. Oh, that's a different one. No, that's a different one. I'm trying to parry
going
super
mod
early. Yeah.
Just fill every frame of every animation with parry window, and you can just run around parrying.
I did a parry the world run, which is where
that's right.
If I could parry it, I had to parry it before I could damage the enemy. That was fun. Goodbye. Well, almost. Nice. So.
Cool. Yeah, so that's very cool. That's it. That's a proof of concept of animation editing.
It's never going to work first time for us, huh? It's like we make a change and it's like, oh, wait a minute. And it's always something weird.
Tiny detail, yep, which I neglected to remember in this case. But that Berg is a funky prototype map, basically.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, that was very easy to do.
Yeah. Shall we go have a look at some Elden Ring animations?
Ooh, okay.
Does that sound?
Yeah, let's do that. So let's see. Let's close these. We'll just keep that, as it is. I guess we don't need to close, but we can open. We'd like to save these changes. Nah. Let me see. I don't know that I have my Elden Ring unpacked. We need to do that, yes?
Yeah, that's right. We need to run UXM.
Steam. Let me see here. So, it is unpacked, actually.
Cool.
Characters, and then here we got these animation files. So, do you have a number of a character in mind that we want to edit?
Yeah, sure. I recommend maybe we could start looking at 2120.
2120. Okay. And I want the Annie B and D, is that right?
Yeah, just the normal Annie B and D.
Okay.
Yeah, those basically are their headers for the other files, which they all get loaded together.
Oh, okay, I see. Of course. Oh my gosh, the flower. Wow. Nice.
Yeah, so this is
Go figure.
By the way, hopefully the GPU usage here doesn't chug your stream a little bit, but looks good so far.
Don't worry, I have a 2 PC setup, so.
Perfect. So now's probably a good time because there's a bit more visually to see here to show off some of the other like model viewing aspects of it.
Okay.
So if we go back to the window where we can go to the helper window.
Is tools? Oh wait, no.
Under
window, Scene Explorer.
Yeah, Scene Explorer.
Helpers.
And if we go up to models, and there are a bunch of different masks for Millennia, but number 13 is 11, sorry, is a cool one to enable.
I see. Yeah. Interesting.
So one thing that impressed me in Elden Ring is how often they actually use the same model for all these very visually different phases in bosses. A lot of them do share a lot of their animations.
So let me guess, is 20 the different body, and then we just remove like 10 or something? Oh, it's multiple parts, so.
Yeah, but you got the right idea. You can see
they just turn one thing off, turn on the other things, and it's
exactly. And I think there's some material, some shaders there that might not be supported yet. It's like, but yeah, that's it. So again, the NPC param just toggling masks on and off here.
That's cool.
And you can do that by using a special effect. So one of the special effect param fields is the is masking, I think.
Okay.
And there's also animation offsets. So you can have her start using her phase 2 animations by adding an offset. In Elden Ring, it would be an offset of 1 million, because you can see the suffix of all these IDs are 6 digits, and then we've got the A000 at the front. So if you compare, say, A000 3000, and then you can play A1 3000, you can see the difference between the phase 1 and phase 2 basic R1 attacks.
Oh, oops, I accidentally clicked and she died or something. Hold on, wait, zoom out. Here we go.
It was easy in game.
Right, yeah. Okay, so yeah, there's that basic attack, spin attack.
Very fancy for a basic attack.
It is. That's the most basic one. And then here's, so this is phase 2, the A001 variant.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I think it might look pretty similar in this case.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah, right. Obviously, it's the visual effects and the model toggling that it does most of the work for the difference. But you know, I think she starts applying Scarlet Rot, for example. I don't remember if she does that in phase 2, but that would be just some extra attack data. I
think so.
And there's a lot of animations here, like her big. I don't remember the name of the attack, but yeah, where the flower appears, like at the start of phase 2, would be one of probably those higher numbered A001 attacks, maybe in the 30-30.
Oh, she's gone. Yep. Whoa.
Just fun to scrub through.
Whoa. This is if she's in the air and then she does a slam down.
Now, these 4 attacks are the attacks used by those 4 clones that she summons in her phase 2 attack.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe A20 3025 or 3026 might be it. So I remember I looked at these and there was one where she, hangs in the air for a long time and it does the big bombshell.
What is this? Let's see. Okay, there's a scoop slam.
Yeah.
Oh,
by the way, in the animation window, you see a yellow line forming behind her while she does it. Like, if you rotate a bit. That's representing root motion, so that's actual, character translation that's occurring during the animation, rather than just animating on the spot.
Oh, let me see. The yellow line forming, let's see.
Yeah, like trailing behind it.
Oh, I see it over here. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's a little tough to see with the others.
It is tough, yeah, but that's something you can toggle on and off, and if you toggle it off, all her animations, she'd just, be in the same spot, but still acting like she's moving and things like that. So that's a key part of animations, whether to use root motion or not. That's what we call it.
Very cool.
So yeah, a lot of funky stuff to view here.
So, of course, the one thing that everybody wants to see is waterfowl, of course. I'm sure you had that in mind.
Yeah, it stands out. I'm trying to remember the ID. Someone else might know it, but if you just quickly scrub through them, again, it's quite obvious which one it is. And yeah, you can find the unused one as well.
Unused one, huh?
Yeah, it's in the 3,000 range. One of those.
3,000. Oh, right. These are attacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can see how these are more complex. There's a lot more layers going on here compared to compared to Black Knight. So I mean, this is
exactly compared to Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, this is like the most complicated boss probably, and then compared to like, I mean, Black Knights are simple, but
yeah.
Oh,
yeah, these get pretty complicated.
No, never mind. Yeah, it's a lot of attacks, man. Oh, the grab. Let's go here. Is it one of the last attacks? There it is. Voosh, 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 voosh. Voosh, voosh, voosh. Huh.
I didn't see any cancellation events in the middle of this one. Only right at the end.
Cancellation, huh?
Yeah, so, like I said, a lot of animations.
All right. Jeez.
Fair bit going on.
My goodness.
Yep. All these WYs events you're seeing, that's
audio.
the new sound engine they switched to for Elden Ring. Yeah, from F1.
So a lot of audio stuff. Most of this looks like audio stuff. Play sound, play sound, play sound, play sound, play sound.
Yeah, and there'll be a lot of weapon trail spawning effects in here. A lot of spawn one-shot effects, I see.
Spawn
foot
one-shot.
Yeah. So just like play a one-off.
Not actually. Like, one-shot character here. Yeah. Interesting.
One-shot window.
That's a very...
Yeah. So one of the cool things we can do here, if you go to Tools, is the Combo Viewer.
Oh.
And you can type commands in here that'll play a sequence of animations in different sort of combo modes, just like the game does. So that's a good one to start with. If you press Play Combo, you'll see a combo of these attacks played out.
Okay.
And if you just move the window a little bit so we can see the events, you'll actually see that because we're using the combo attack command, these attacks will not play all the way through. They'll actually stop as soon as they encounter that cancel AI combo attack event.
Interesting.
If they're not the last one in the list. And this is a great way. You can test out, rather than messing around in AI to see which combos look good, if you wanted to create some new combos for attacks, you could preview them here and see exactly how they're going to look in game with the animation.
Well, that's
quick
cool.
swapping, like sort of cancellation.
So, wait, I can just type in here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I can just type in like combo into waterfowl.
Sure.
See how it looks.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
What number was waterfowl again? Is it 30?
3028, let's say from memory.
3028?
I think so.
That's slash.
No.
Anybody remember off the top of their heads? Yeah, make a waterfowl combo, yeah. We're just going to preview it. 3038? Yes,
right.
3038. There we go.
Almost.
So I need to open that back up. Tools combo viewer 3038. So 2 regular melees into waterfowl. Let's see. I guess it's in the middle of. Oh no, I had to play combo there.
You have to click play combo. Yep.
Swoosh, swoosh, whoop. I mean, yeah, that looks good to combo. So yeah.
Yeah, and one of the people have criticized the amount of ridiculous animation canceling and blending that happens for some bosses in Elden Ring. Like, they have the ability to combo a lot of attacks together very fluidly, and it looks awesome, but they definitely put it to good use with a lot of the combo chains that we can see in Elden Ring. It's fun to make your own, though, and again, using our AI knowledge from last episode, we could actually, the AI script system hasn't really changed in Elden Ring. We could put these into those Lua files and create beautiful animations like this.
Yeah, beautiful waterfowls into waterfowl.
Yeah, and you could actually put, I'm sure you could create, I don't know exactly what the setup would be, but create like a blending, starting, stopping sort of thing to have these literally chained together infinitely without her doing the startup every time. Yeah. I'm sure you could do something like that.
Interesting. Yeah, so that would require just, I mean, we would only need to modify waterfowl, right? Once, because then it would just blend into itself over and over.
Exactly, yeah, so but I'm just not sure what that event's called.
Yeah.
Like one that you could put at the start.
Basically, right, like, here's the hitbox. So then right after that hitbox goes out, we could have her just blend from this to jumping back up and then repeat and repeat. That'd be cool.
Now that's a mod that should have been submitted to the cursed category of the modathon.
Absolutely. Yeah. Also just, yeah, okay, so you can see your translation like you said. Is that something that's easy to modify?
The root motion? No, that's part of the Havoc animation data, unfortunately. Like the coordinates. Each frame, in addition to, displacing all the vertices for the animation, it has a root motion point in it. And that defines where her, where her map translate moves to in that frame.
And that's based on the character too, so there's like more stuff going on. So
you can see, that's an interesting event though, the root motion multiplier, where I think they add that just to scale up the root motion during certain times, so they can, rather than, if they wanted to fiddle with the exact distance that she moves in any given part of the animation, rather than baking all that into the animation data in Havoc, have this event, and then you can tweak this, and you can change exactly how far she's moving with each of those. And obviously, they put the bellies quite high during the waterfowl moments.
Yeah, they do.
With the flying across the arena. Yeah, so that's useful, and that's a new event for Elden Ring, I think.
Cool. So, okay, asterisk means that we've made a change, right? And
yes.
And undo. I would like to undo that. I think I accidentally moved. Yeah, something. Okay.
You can also create your own new animations here, and you don't even have to create new Havoc files. You can have them refer to other animations. So if you wanted to make your own variants, like, with the prefix, you could make, a different set of Millennia's attacks with different animation events in them that use the same physical animation data. That would be pretty straightforward as well.
And we could do we could do a simple test of just like adding sounds or something like that would just make it sound horrible, and then but I guess then we need to plug it in and actually have it part of her AI to use.
Yeah, you'd have to use the animation offset in that case to keep it separate from the normal animation sets.
Interesting.
But yeah, if you wanted to test out a Millennia change, you could definitely do a lot of different things here.
Let's see. What does chat want to see? What can we, well, maybe that's a bad
parry. Can you parry waterfowl? That would be a nice change.
Oh, that's right. So let's see. Okay, so 3,000. Let's look at 3,000 because that's definitely parryable. I know that. Let's find. Okay, jump table 0. Is that it? No, AI combo attack. Never mind.
It is going to be another jump table 0 though, because again, that's that kind of catch-all. It might be that tiny one I can see, kind of in the 7th or 8th track.
Let's see.
Now's probably a good time to mention you can control F and you can search for text in amidst all these events.
You're absolutely right. This is a tiny one, single frame.
Yeah. But like we saw, that's it's so the overlap check isn't as brutal as it might seem on the surface.
There it is. Yep, single frame again. If you guys ever wanted to know, oops, oh my gosh. Yeah, this one's so much taller. Here you go, ready? You hit parry, or you have parry active during that. There you go. Is the flower under Millennia the hitbox for the flower attack? I think this is just the model there, and then when they actually use it, it's unmasked and then called in a certain way that it should.
It's just going to be disabled for most of the fight. Yeah. And only a few animations will actually animate it with the folding petals. Yeah.
It's just they put the model of the flower in there, and then whenever they run animations on it, then it looks normal, right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay. So let's see. I can copy this.
Yep.
And then we can go to Waterfowl 38. And we can say, let's see here. Okay, let's put parryable in here. I don't even know how that would look /work, but
I think she'll just transition immediately to the riposte, to the parried animation.
Yeah, the parried animation. Now let's make this kind of wide so we can just make sure we can hit it. We'll put it all the way up until the wait. So her weapon has hitbox. And then this big AoE is also hitbox. Interesting.
Yeah, what is that? It's a different...
Like her sword becomes active?
Event.
Invoke attack here.
Yeah,
you
see
mean the explosion thing. Yeah. Like, boom.
We've got 2 invoke behaviors here.
Yeah, right here.
Then again, if you click on them, you can see what's being spawned there. Oh, that's a little more complicated for Elden Ring params. You'd have to go look at the behavior param.
Yeah, we've got behavior 800 and 810 going. So, but yeah,
it might just be some kind of minor knockback as well. You see that in a lot of different attacks.
Interesting.
Not sure though.
Her arm also has a hitbox. Yeah. It looks like it. Her arm is hitbox here.
Yeah.
As well as
the arm wouldn't do full damage, I imagine. It's probably a separate, because you can have different parts of the hitbox do different amounts of damage.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
In the attack params.
Yeah, some sweet spot damage. Okay, so let's see. Where did I put that? Oh, this jump table here. Get parried. Okay, so Control S, you said.
Yeah.
All right.
Should still work for.
That should be interesting. The thing is, I'm gonna have to damage her down to the point that she waterfowls, and then I have to land it. Uh-oh. No. Offline, please. No.
Yeah, this might. Our Elden Ring debugging setup isn't as glorious as it might be. There is the Elden Ring debug tool. I'm not sure if you have that, but that definitely helps.
I don't.
You can make yourself invincible, and you can,
I have
get free
practice
items.
tool, but not debug tool.
I'm not sure what practice tool does, but with debug tool, you can walk to any grace at any time. You can enable and disable flags, so you can bring her back to life if you've already beaten her. And
That's
stuff like
good.
That.
Where can I get that?
I'll send you a link. It's
okay.
from Nordgaren. Elden Ring debug tool. GitHub.
This is what modding, specifically animations, looks like, True Orb. This is episode 6, I think, of our learning to mod Souls stuff. And some of it looks the most visually, I think, coolest, because you can see everything you're changing. Same with the map studio. But if you're changing like parameters or scripts, it's just text, and you gotta know what you're doing in there. It looks like a lot, but simple changes can be made pretty easily, even if you're not super code fluent. And these videos, these tutorials are kind of helping bridge that gap for people who might be like, what is this? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, Grimrukh has donated their time and knowledge to this. And Grim, you've done your own tutorial videos on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I've done a few kind of in-depth, or a few startup and then a few in-depth Dark Souls 1 Soulstruck tutorials. Talking about special effects, I did a really long one just on special effects.
Yeah.
And, how terrains use them and poison effects and things like that. I did one most recently, a couple months ago, on how to just move a bonfire, which is a bit more involved than it sounds in the map.
I bet. This really gives you an eye into how complicated game development is as well. Because you imagine, not only is it complicated, but especially for a game of this size, you've got maybe like 100 people all working on different pieces, and they need to work together to not, destroy and break things that have to function together and talk to each other and all this stuff. So it's a lot of collaboration and effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Snowshade says Bonfire Randomizer.
Bonfire Randomizer for Dark Souls.
I mean, I guess you can
random locations.
Yeah, I think so. Like, could you set up like a whole bunch of different predefined spots and then?
Yeah, I've actually done that for the roguelike Souls mod. I
really?
generated thousands and thousands of points where all the enemies and items in that mod can randomly spawn each time you do a run. And
bonfires too?
Yeah, well, in that mod, bonfires work by you can actually place them yourself wherever you want.
Oh man, I haven't played that since it came out. Like, I bet, and I know you've done some updates to it and stuff. So
I did a few, nothing major, but I definitely fixed most of the bugs I could find. I added random invaders. That's a lot of fun. You get these randomly named invaders just attacking you anywhere at any time.
Yeah, I remember that. That's right.
But yeah, that really functions on hot reloading the map files and just doing a lot of procedural generation of all the contents of that.
Intense. Well, look, this character's already at Millennia, so
perfect. We just need to disable that flag. I can tell you the ID for the Millennia dead flag as well.
Let me set up something that. Okay, we're good. All right, let's see. Okay, so let me run that debug tool. Boop.
Yeah, it's very handy.
Warning, not for use online. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Thanks, Nord.
Let's see. Debug? Is it under debug? No. Player inventory target grace hotkey miscellaneous settings.
So first thing I'd do is go to player, and you can tick the... there's a button that you can tick to lock your health, so that'll prevent you from accidentally dying, which will be annoying, next to your HP value.
Dying to millennia, come on.
Never happened.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, in miscellaneous, where I think the only option right now is event flag settings.
Set event flag, yeah.
So the Millennia Dead flag is 15000800.
So disable?
Yeah, disable.
Disable.
And then you'll need to just reload. Your game, and you should see fog and everything.
And if you're just joining us here, we made a change that you can parry waterfowl right at the startup, and it's a pretty big window, so it should be relatively easy to hit. Where? Okay. Yeah, there's the fog. There's the fog. I'm gonna guess that changing only that flag does not mean we're gonna see the cutscene again. We're just
there's a separate flag that says the cutscene is done.
The flower flag.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think there's a few other flags, but it shouldn't matter.
Come on. Yeah, she's lost in her flower. You know how it is. Oh, I guess I need to deal damage to her. I forgot. Let's do...
I'll go look up the flag for the flower while we're here.
Okay, that sounds good.
Got it all, most of it documented now.
This is my first playthrough character, so I just got so many weapons. I'll go back to my good old grafted blade greatsword if I can find it. There it is. Hello, Millennia? Come on. We got line of sight issues here. Oh, come on. Oh, almost out. Oh, get out. Wait. Okay, she's got a collision.
She's literally inside a collision, I think. That's all right. Well, let's leave her there. And I got 2 more flags that I can see are enabled when you kill Millennia.
Okay.
Should take care of it for us. So 9120, we want to disable that one.
9120. Just 9120, that's it?
Yeah. Okay. So that low number tells you it's like a story progress flag.
Okay.
And 61120. I have no idea what that flag does, but
disable.
It is enabled for the host when they defeat Millennia.
Okay.
Maybe this might help us.
And this, if you are wanting to find this out, I still see the flower. If you're trying to find these flag numbers, this is all in the event scripting for boss fights, yeah?
Yeah, we can actually just, when we're wrapping up today, we can take a peek at I've exported all the Elden Ring vanilla scripts online so people can just go poke their noses in.
Very cool.
And see a bunch of stuff as well. Okay, unfortunately, it must be handled through a different event that's waiting until Millennia dies. So we could go into Map Studio and disable it, or you could start a new file and just walk directly to the Millennia fight.
Sure, let's do warp.
Get yourself a bunch of Lord runes.
Yeah, and probably and a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, and a parry shield.
Let's do that. I'm sorry. I guess I'll delete that character. I don't know who that was. Oh, I think that was I was messing with one of the better monster creation mod.
Nice.
It further extends the constraints on the character customization, so you can have some fun characters. Fun.
Yeah, I've been very, very seduced by the idea of all the exciting Elden Ring mod possibilities.
There's a lot now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Once Nightfall's done, I've got one big idea I'd like. I know I said I'd go straight into my original game idea that we've been talking about a little bit, but I had an idea for an Elden Ring kind of procedural generation style approach that I think would make it a lot more replayable.
Very cool. All right, let's see here. Let me give me some inventory first of all. I'll give me the. Can I search or is it? Wait, there's search. Oh, yeah, that's the field that says search. Yeah. Grafted blade, greatsword, upgrade 10, create. Boom. I need buckler. Melee weapons. Nope. Shields. Buckler. Create. Bada boom. Can I just edit my stats? Player.
I don't think so. I think you have to.
You have to do. Okay.
Get yourself some Lord runes.
All right. Then goods. Well, they're called goods. What are they called?
And you will need to, because the way the HP locking works, if she can get you to 0 health in a single frame, then you'll still die.
Gotcha.
The debug tool does not have time to kind of restore your health.
Kind of key items, crystal, tear flasks, ashes, emotes, just cookbooks. Just no merchant items.
Consumables should be consumables.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Where did it go? There it is. Okay. Lord Rune. Yeah. Give me 50 of these. That should be enough. And then Grace. Oh, unlock all. Oh, warp to Halig Tree Roots. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. So it's already detected that that's the last one you rested at on any file.
That's great. That's great.
Unfortunately, there's no. Millennia does not care that you teleported here. She's not. Hasn't got her binoculars out watching you defeat Loretta or anything like that and disabling herself until then.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Okay, let me level up a bit.
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't unlocked Melina. I guess yeah, is there? Well, we could search for the flag. I could just teleport.
I think you just need to rest at 3 different graces to get her to appear. So
okay.
if you just walk to a couple other random graces,
first step.
She'll be very confused, but I'm sure she won't comment on it. It's like, I've noticed you're doing a great job exploring the lands between.
Yeah, exactly. There's Church of Ella, warp.
Yeah.
Or I guess I could probably just unlock all, huh?
Yeah, that might do it. I'm not sure, but not going to do any harm anyway. And that's just going to enable all the flags for for having them all be lit.
I think it's happening. There she is.
You've been busy, Tarnished.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of documenting of Elden Ring event scripts because I've been doing a little bit on and off for this Double Trouble Onslaught mod.
Right, yeah.
Version 2 kind of commission, and definitely discovering a lot of interesting stuff and it's going well so far. But
awesome.
A lot of bosses to go through to get them all to behave properly, or you end up with a bunch of clones just aggroing you from the other side of fog gates.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, that should be sufficient. Got a bunch of health. Let's give this the Grafted Blade Greatsword. I can one-hand it. I can parry. I can fast roll. Let's go back to Halig Tree Roots. Limgrave, Stronghold, Weakness in the Stormhounds. That's a lot of grace locations, man. Yeah, this game is full of checkpoints. Holy cow.
Yes. I think you've already passed it. No, you haven't. I wasn't sure. There we go. Yeah.
Got it.
Wasn't sure what the order would be. Looks like Nord's put it in kind of story order.
Nordgaren debug tool. Yes, it is Overture Gaming.
Yeah, just search for Elden Ring debug tool on Google. You'll find his GitHub.
Elden Ring debug tool. No. I don't want to go to round table. No. No.
Can you use the debug tool to get out of this? I'm not sure. Depends if the flag's already been enabled. Might have to go.
It's no biggie. I can just.
You can back out.
Yeah, you can back out and say, I forgot I had my HP locked, so I need to sit, and then. And then she won't like force you to talk to her again. You just get an option from the menu. All right.
Oh, I see.
HP locked. Now, we're at Millennia. We made a change to be able to parry waterfowl. Remember that Millennia requires 3 parries to actually be repostable. So she'll probably just insta-transition to a weird knockback. Yeah. Which will, I don't know. Unless it's the 3rd parry I do. But let's see.
And chat, I have no idea what's going to happen here either. This is cutting edge modding we're doing here, so you will find out.
Good thing the best way I know how to fight Millennia is to parry her, so.
Yeah. Also, one easy change you can make, I think using debug tool, because there's a parameter in it, is to disable Millennia's healing as well. If anyone else wants to do any Millennia testing, I recommend.
All right, she's eligible to waterfowl. Here we go. Ready? Whoa, okay, I must not have hit it. All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
We could do what we did with the Black Knight as well and just make it huge to test the concept.
I made it pretty big, but I don't think I waited long enough.
Yeah, that's the problem, because if you miss the initial one, you're probably going to get hit and not be able to do it at all.
Yeah. So now we just need to wait for her AI to choose to waterfowl again. Which sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's not a lot. I'll just keep interrupting her. We're here with the...
Yeah, the
Can you make her only
Lewis-
spam waterfowl? Yeah, that would be in the AI scripting, right?
Yeah, I was just about to mention. There's kind of nothing I think very convenient for because we need to decompile the lure, and it's a newer version than it is for what Soulstruct uses. but
Right.
I'm sure it's pretty straightforward, but I don't know what the setup is just yet because I haven't done any AI in Elden Ring.
Makes sense. All right,
I know Matt has the. By the way, I got to thank Matt again for doing a lot of event script.
Fifth Matt.
Decoding, yeah, Fifth Matt.
Thanks, Fifth Matt. That was close.
Yeah, I don't think he's here today. He normally joins these sessions, but all of the figuring out what the new commands they've added in Elden Ring do. And there are some that are actually really useful for survival mode that I need to put in. Like you can actually set the time of day, anytime, anywhere that you want.
Nice.
Which is, I know, one thing I want to mess around with. Just because we didn't know what that command did until Matt figured it out.
Yeah, I think making her not be able to heal is very
very
noticeable, quick, easy to test thing. But I do want to see about parrying waterfowl. I wonder though, like, the thing is, she's up in the air, and to parry, you need to be pretty darn close to the enemy.
Here
we go. Let's see.
the parry.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work the way we think.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
So okay, I tell you what.
Might
Let's
be tricky to test.
Let me just.
We could also disable the hitbox for the attack, and then extend the parry just to check if it worked. But then obviously it wouldn't be very satisfying to parry a useless attack.
Maybe we could make the second part of it parryable, because then she'll be on the ground, and you can. Whatever. Let's go back to Anim Studio here. Waterfowl. Okay, so you said in the regular params is how we would change her healing, right? Is that a special effect that she has applied to her?
Yes, it's it'll be in her attack params, I think, because in attack params you can specify effects that should be applied to the attacker or the attacked person.
Gotcha. Now, can we open this up in Soulstruct, or?
No Elden Ring support in the GUI here yet, but I think Debug Tool has a param editor in the leftmost tab. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Interesting. And does the game need to be running for that?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's a hot loaded thing.
Okay.
So no, I think you can see it's not loaded. It's just loaded the files that it finds next to the executable, possibly.
Interesting.
But yeah, I'm not sure what kind of changes we can make here. But if we can always. I think this is basically like Yapt, which we've been using previously.
Where did the body go? Speak the truth about Radigan. I guess we could search Millennia?
This is, so up the top you can change the param you're looking at. We want to get out of action button param.
Oh,
These are all
I got you.
action buttons.
I was going to say, this doesn't look like a lot of params. So we want, what, NPC?
Attack param NPC.
Attack param NPC.
Yeah.
Oops.
And we can use our knowledge of her model ID to find the attacks.
There we go. That's more like it.
So I think you want to search in the 212.
Yep.
And then 4 zeros.
They're labeled, so that makes that nice and easy. Okay, so these are attack params NPC. Can we find it based on the attack ID that we've got in Anim Studio 3038? I guess not, maybe.
Yes, we can. If we just go into that event in the animations event, we look for which behavior was triggered, and then we can find the attack referenced by that behavior.
Let's see.
Problem is, there's going to be a bunch of different behaviors
data
triggered during this really long attack. I think our best bet is to actually just look at attack 3000, find the healing effect, and just remove that effect itself. Like, go into the special effect param and stop that from restoring any health, and then that will affect all our attacks at once.
Okay, add a special effect here. We've got 67.
It'll just be in the attack param. Yeah, the healing effect won't be here, because it's something that only happens when she actually lands a hit, rather than happening during every time she plays the animation.
Right, yeah. Okay. So
we're just going to go back to where we were in the debug tool, and we can see those special effect IDs on the right.
Let's see, 0 and 1, 18412 and 18422.
I think they're the effects applied to the person hit, though I'm not 100% sure of that. If you just scroll through those fields, or maybe just search for effect in the box up top, there might be some that are called like resident special effects.
Oopsies. Let's see. Status ailment, attack power correction.
Interesting. I think it is one of those
One of
effects
these
that we're
two.
seeing there. It's just that, yeah, you can flag them as affecting the attacker rather than the victim. So it's definitely going to be one of those. If we jump to these, I'll write those down just so we remember.
Okay. And
then if we go to the special effects param, we can go take a look, and we should be able to find which one has a little healing effect attached to it.
There we go. 18412. Let's see. 12. HP recovery on hit, it's called. Nice.
There you go.
Very nice. Now, let's see. I know there's different healing for the different attacks that she does. I don't know.
Looks. I think you want to get rid of that effect you've got in the search box up top there.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. Here we go. Max HP rate. I know these are all 1.0s.
It shouldn't be too far down. We're just looking for minus 1.6. I saw it. Change HP point. I think we wanted.
Yep. Change HP rate. Oh, it is percentage based. Huh? Okay. Based on the damage she's dealing, I guess.
No, just I think of her max health.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's getting 1.6% of her health back on every hit. And yeah, the negative's confusing here. It's because positive values kind of deal damage.
Change HP
So
rate. Yeah.
If we just set that to 0, we're good to go.
Interesting. But no, she heals different amounts though. On
maybe it's right. Maybe different attacks use. We saw a bunch of those
yeah.
params.
Let's see. Would it be? They would probably be in the same number range, right? Yeah. 18,
Yeah,
4,
they
1.
had the same title as well, I think. So yeah, you could search for that.
NPC.
And there might even be more than that because they might go into the 420s.
And then there's a separate one, HP recovery, but that might be when she transitions phases.
That's Melina, not Millennium.
Oh, Melina, you're right.
Yeah, it's funny though that happens to show up there.
All right, let's see here.
Yeah, you can see slightly different amount. It was 1.5% in this one.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, was it scrolled the same amount already? Okay,
Yeah, it was already on. It was already looking at the right field.
All right, so here's NPC recovery. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Let's change all these to 0.
Yeah.
Boom.
5%, 10%.
80. Actually 80%. That's phase 2.
You
isn't
know
it?
when that's used. Yeah, exactly.
Oopsies. Uh-oh.
Might want to change that.
Anybody remember which one that was?
I can tell you which one it is. I think in the event script here.
That's an oopsies.
And 400, I think.
400. Wait, what?
It didn't look like that one though.
No, it was like 03 or 04. Many of
I'll
these
just look
may
it
be
up
used
on
by
my
other NPCs as well.
Untouched.
Yeah. I mean, for the purpose of this, it doesn't matter too much, but
Yeah. Sorry to any other more innocent NPCs trying to heal. I think these are mostly Millennium specific though.
yeah, this one, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Save param. Save param. This requires game restart, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because that's all loaded in at the start. 18, 4, 12, and 22 were the effects. The effects on that one attack, which is her basic R1. But we found that, because I knew that she heals different amounts. Like, if she grabs you and stabs you, like, that's a much bigger heal. And so with that, we were able to determine that there's a lot more effects that provide the healing for her. Can you reset the parameters? Oh, I could have! But now I didn't. Oh, interesting. Process not hooked. So maybe that... Yeah. Is it maybe not a permanent change?
Oh, no, it is. That's just for all the other utilities in the debug tool. Yeah.
Because I find it interesting that I can't edit the parameters if I'm not hooked in, right? Like, but I guess that's just...
I guess when you're not hooked in, it doesn't know... Like, it's looking for the game, for the regulation.bin file next to the executable that it detects. So it wants to make, that's how it knows which regulation file to edit.
That's fair. Oh, there we go.
Guess.
And now it's hooked. Hooked. Oh, God, EAC. Oh, God. Thanks, guys. I mean, I don't know how I'm not banned in it already. I've accidentally done that so many times.
Yeah, I'm banned from Dark Souls Remastered, unfortunately. It was a matter of time when I'm doing thousands of hours of modding.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm still okay on Dark Souls Remastered, but I'm banned on like everything else. Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 2. But I at this point, I just have a separate Steam account that if I want to do online stuff.
Exactly. I'd do the same if I wanted to go online.
Okay. I wonder if it automatically is applying those effects again. I might have closed the debug tool. Wait, is it the... no, it's not that one. Soul Struct. Actually, I think the debug tool crashed as it was starting up. That's okay. Yeah. There we go. Player. Oh, well, I don't have HP yet.
I want to look at 0.
Lock at 0, yeah. All right, there we go. We got HP. Lock that. Do we need to do anything else? Oh, no. All right, so Millennia should not heal now.
Yeah.
Should not heal. Which, this is not necessarily the, anim stuff that we were focusing on today, but this is modifying... Oh, she's healing. Curious. Well,
Very curious.
I'm going to check and see if those parameter numbers reset, because maybe it is real time.
We could also check the last modified time on the regulation.bin file.
Interesting. Let's see here.
Make sure it actually wrote.
Params. What was our number? Well, actually, it says HP recovery. Oh, no. In NPC, a special effect param.
Yeah.
Special effect. HP recovery on hit. Max HP rate. Should be 0 as a change. HP rate. It's back. It is back. Yeah.
Wow. I'm not sure if Nord made a real-time param editor, but
let's try it.
It looks like it.
I'm gonna change all these to 0 again.
Yeah, let's see if it works.
Doot, 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 doot. Where's that 80? I might already done it.
Yeah, I think
I did.
That's all right.
I remembered halfway through. HP burn on hit. Okay, save param. Saved to... Oh, I don't think we got this before. Wait, it's saved to...
Save to capture.
Yeah, capture param, capture param.
Interesting. Okay. Maybe we just want to do this with the out in that case. To do it the way we know works.
The 80 is gone. It's 18404. Okay. Change HP rate. Minus 80. There you go. Let me just... I'm curious. I'm going to load back in now that we've changed stuff and see if that actually affected it, or if it's just exporting a file with the changes and not applying them immediately. I mean, we'd have to restart the game anyways, right?
Yeah.
I would think. Unless... Nope. She's not healing.
Awesome. Well,
we did it.
Nord's next level, and it didn't even realize. It's real-time param editing. Yeah, it's quite convenient.
Yeah, that's super. I wonder if...
Thanks,
hold
Nord.
on. I'm going to change that in the middle of the fight without reloading at all.
Ooh.
And I'm going to say this is going to heal for 10%. Her basic attack. Oh, actually, I don't know which one that is. Oh, I didn't save it either.
We know that the basic attack did 1-2.
1-2 and 2-2. Okay. So let's... Oops. That's 10. Save param. Okay, let's see. Oh, she healed! It's done it.
Awesome.
On the Wait, actually, hold on. Let me see if 1-2 and 2-2... Well, that's her basic attack. That doesn't count.
I think 2-2 is going to be something else.
Okay, yeah.
Part of the healing.
Because that didn't heal. Yeah, wow. So just full real
That's
time
cool.
on that.
There you go. True debug tool.
And I don't think we're gonna try testing the
No,
waterfall animation. So let's make an animation change here, and I'll let her beat on me while we're there. Oh gosh, my controller is vibrating. All right, never mind. Scratch that.
Gonna have to reload anyway for the change.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say let's remove the hitbox from, or we could. We could tweak the hitbox for waterfowl. What if we removed the big spherical hitbox and only left her slashies?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's see. What? Whoosh. So here we go. These two invoke attacks. It looks like, anyways. I'm gonna zoom in here.
Yeah, if you click on it, it'll show you just the hitbox for that attack.
If you click on what now?
Like, because you've got this event selected, it's just showing you the spherical hitbox just for that attack.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That
pretty
makes
sure.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Okay, so delete. Delete.
Yes.
Boy, if I don't remember to restore this, I'm gonna be like, man, this is I'm
live charity speedrun.
Nailing these. All right, so removing these spheres. Boop. She's still gonna have hitboxes, but it's just gonna be her slashes.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much easier that is going to be to dodge, but it's not. It's at least like a much. There's no delayed hit. Which will be nice.
With that big sphere of lines that appears that we all dread.
Yeah. It might still create the effect, though, right? Like, it'll actually...
Oh, I just had another idea for something that we could do. There's an event they added in Elden Ring that you can use to change the timing, like just to slow down or speed up the whole animation for a certain period.
Nice.
So you could, as a text, just apply that to this whole animation right here. And then you got like half speed waterfowl or something like that.
Okay, so I'll leave the final AoE hitbox. And let's say, out of curiosity, one mod that I would genuinely make that I think people would use is longer delay before she actually starts the attack. Is that something that's easy enough to do? Because there's all these events. Like, we would need to almost like shift everything.
We can do it with exactly what I just mentioned, with slowing down time during this early part of the animation.
Okay.
So to do that, we just need to just copy any event and paste it where we want this slowdown to start. And then we're gonna,
okay, so let's say right when she reaches the top here, this is where I want it to copy.
Give you time to actually get to the entire other side of the arena.
Yep. And we'll say so 60 frames per second. Is it based off that still? Or would it be 30 because PS4?
It's just gonna...
I mean, this is a PC version, but...
Yeah, it's just gonna stretch out all the animation data kind of over that time. So is that a copied event that we just put there?
I copied, set turn speed here.
So now if you click on that event, you can change its type in the bottom right, that blue change button next to the name. And it's one of these here. I think...
Oh, wait, I thought I saw game time. No. Ragdoll revive time. One AI sound. Player input check. Damage.
Look up. I asked someone recently in Discord.
Debug anim speed?
I think that's it.
It says exe patch. Debug anim speed.
Let me double check that one, because if you look at the name in of the window of Anim Studio, you can see it says Nightfall mod dev version. Because Meow has actually added new animation events for Nightfall.
I see.
So I just need to make sure it isn't one of those. And I asked this on the Discord fairly recently.
Fair enough.
So 1 second, I'll find that.
Oh, I found my favorite one. Invoke jiggle modifier.
Perfect.
There you go.
608 is what we want. Anim speed gradient. You can see that.
Anim speed gradient. Okay.
Yeah.
Change. Speed at start, speed at end. Oh.
Yes. You can just set both of those to, say, 0.5 for this period or whatever you want.
Okay.
Maybe do something that's very noticeable for now.
Okay.
And it's going to interpolate that speed during the event. So you can do like ramping speed on and ramping speed down, things like that.
I haven't. Okay, there, the cursor got stuck. Okay, so during this.
So that part, you can imagine as this bar scrubs, it's going to be scrubbing at half speed during that event.
Okay.
When she's actually in game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then it speeds up. Okay. Let's increase this a little bit. We'll make it real obvious.
Yeah.
All right, save. I mean, that's... Yeah, so do you know how long, like, 1 second in here is. Is this the seconds at the top? 0, 1, 2,
No, those
3?
are frames. You're zoomed in. You can see. Yeah, those are seconds now when you zoomed out. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So it
And
does.
if you zoom in, you can see it split into 30 frames.
It does do it. It's 60. It looks like. Oh wait, no, wait. Hard to tell.
I think it's 30. It should be 30.
Yeah, it is 30. It's 30. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I figured. I wasn't sure if because it was PC, that it was different, but no, that makes sense. Anim speed gradient. So I want to do this for longer then. All right, let's do like well, I suppose no. Okay, we'll just stick it here and we'll see how that works. And I saved. So
that should be it. You should see
yeah,
it.
I was thinking, but I don't want to right now. Let's just look at it, and I know it takes a little bit to get there, but I was considering the idea of making it so that she only waterfowls, and that would involve our animation, or our AI scripting that we did before. Was that last time we did that?
Yeah, I think that was 2 weeks ago. But I don't have an easy way to recommend setting up a Lua decompiler and recompiler
Oh, right.
at this point for Elden Ring.
That's right. Wait. No. Can't parry that. Oh, God. Boop.
She's healing again, right?
She is on,
Yeah.
she should be on one of the attacks,
Right, okay.
but not necessarily all of them. But I let her hit me a lot, so it's kind of hard to... Ah! I think it's still playing the effect, even if she doesn't get healed, though.
I think she did get healed in that one.
Oh, did she?
I think that.
Oh.
One
Oh,
medicine.
maybe the save and quit undid that, then. Oh.
Possibly, yeah. It might be a actual... I'm not sure exactly how Nord's doing it, but might only last while the game is loaded. We could also go... One AI hack you can do is just to go into the event script and just use events to force her to play the waterfowl animation over and over.
Oh, my gosh. Why does it feel like she's healing more? Did I...
Maybe, yeah.
Because she's not... She's almost instantly getting all of her HP back. I did set one to -80, didn't I? No, I'm not playing without sound, but the Elden Ring audio is lowered just because we're jumping in and out and we've got
We did
music
increase...
playing.
One of the healing effects we increased to 10% when it was originally like 2% or something.
Yeah, that might be
But-
what it is. But, yeah.
It shouldn't be one attack.
Ow. No, I mean, that seems normal. Maybe my damage just seems really low.
Need another 50 Lord runes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, we go.
Yeah. Probably one more. Oh, shoot. Okay, maybe 2 more now. Just kidding. This might be waterfowl range. It should be, especially with the charge R2. Okay, so we changed it so it's not no spherical hitboxes, and also slowed down the start.
Yeah, she should hang in the air for about twice as long. Didn't look too different to me.
Yeah, that's hard to say. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was normal.
Seemed normal, yeah. There is very light sound, yeah, playing right now. I think I did save. I hit Control S at least. You know, maybe.
Maybe worth just taking another peek.
I can also try doing the force anim reload or whatever, just to see if that maybe puts it in there. Oh.
Yeah, because I know this event does work, because I sent a mod to Dist where he replaced all the enemies with big silver balls, and I doubled their speed of every animation.
Perfect.
So this does work.
Let's see here. Anim speed gradient. I'm gonna make it even more noticeable, like super noticeable.
Yeah, maybe just stretch it.
Yeah, over like
Yeah,
2
a
seconds
really good time.
practically. Force in-game entity reload now. All right, let's see if that does it. Now she just needs to use waterfowl. Let's. Blah. Oh, there she goes. I don't think
No,
that did
definitely
it.
still normal.
Yeah, it would be very
She
noticeable.
might be using an offset version of waterfowl as well. Like for all we know, editing the right
Oh my gosh.
animation.
That's a good question. Let's see. Can I?
Because this isn't. We're not accidentally editing the unused one, are we?
So there's an unused one, huh?
Yeah, the fact that we haven't noticed the unused one yet. I thought it was noticeably different, but maybe it's worth checking the lower attack IDs for
Okay,
another.
okay. For a
another
different
waterfowl.
waterfowl. Let's
Yeah.
see. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. No. Nope. 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 I probably use just down. Yeah, I
Yeah,
use down the arrows keys. That's easy. Nope. Nope. Oh, there's the flower. Sploosh. There you go. Those petals get used.
I think so. I think we might have got this backwards because the fact that animation has offset 0, maybe her phase 2 animations use offset 0, and her first
so you
phase
think
actually uses 001.
Interesting. So you think they made maybe her second phase first?
Yeah, and
did
given that it's kind of her natural state. Don't quote me on the law for that, but yeah, that's entirely possible. And then they've just created these offsets for the first version.
Interesting. Well, I mean,
But in
that's...
that case, we'd still expect to find a waterfowl animation here.
Let's see.
Actually, I might be wrong about that because if an offset requests an animation and that offset doesn't exist, it will use the zero offset version. So, given that ID only has a 0 version, A000, the phases might still work that way.
This is just walking animation. I haven't seen another waterfowl yet.
Yeah, that's suspicious to me because I know definitely we've seen that. I don't recall who tweeted about it. Might have been George.
Wait, the kid. Oh, I see. What are all these? Oh, these aren't it. Oh, wait. Oh, no, yeah. Running and walking. Huh. I'll scrub through again. Let's see if we can't. No. What is this? That looks unused. Right there, whatever this is. She's like, I'm charging up or something. Buffs her weapon.
That's
or
interesting. Might be an unused animation. I tweeted about some unused events I found for Millennia where she would swap out for a butterfly clone version for some unknown period of time and swap back in later. But I couldn't find the animation that triggered it. That might be related.
So this attack right here, I know is phase 2. This is a sweep into a thrust. But I mean, you said that they could just share them.
Yeah, they could share them. Like phase 1 would simply never request that animation ID.
Right,
it would be fine.
That's death. Slash. I can hear her grabbing me in the background and just stabbing me. Hope she's having fun. Yeah, it looks like the way it's going, this is the only waterfowl here. Huh.
I mean, it does look like the original in the data here.
Weird.
Interesting. Right, maybe, and we already tried, we saved and reloaded properly, even without the hot reload, and it still didn't work.
Correct.
That's what we started with.
That's correct, yeah. We could try and make, what's another noticeable change with maybe an effect that we know? I mean, we changed the hitboxes.
Yeah, I know, we deleted some of the big hitboxes, but it's possible you wouldn't notice that if you're just getting hit by all the normal ones.
Let's see here. What's something we could do that we know would work? So what I was wondering is, or one thing I was thinking we could try would be modifying it such that it will not turn to face the player, so that she just kind of goes in a straight line. Is that easy? Can we delete like turn speeds or?
I think yeah, there is a turn speed event here. I'm not exactly sure what the values are there. You can see 540. That's pretty high. That's gonna let her. Like, I'm not sure if that's degrees per second that she's allowed to turn. Like what the units are there.
Yeah.
So definitely, if we fiddled around a bit, if we fiddled around, we could get it. I'm sure we could get it figured out. But
1080s.
The fact that we're
Can you multi-select? Oh, you can. Now, I'm just gonna delete all these turn speeds, and we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, even if it's like broken, like we're gonna we'll know that we're editing.
We'll know
it.
Something's happening. Yeah. It's possible that I hadn't considered this before, but that gradient tool might not work for values below 1. Maybe you can only use it to speed up.
It was
animations.
30. It was 30 by default.
And also, it would make sense in the sense that you can imagine values above 1, you're just kind of chugging extra frames, whereas they might not have the ability to interpolate new frames when you slow down.
Oh my gosh! All right, I'm gonna run to the restroom, and I'm just leave her locked on, and you all tell me if it works. I'll be right back.
Sure thing. The anticipation. Again, just while we got the opportunity, huge shout out to Meow for putting all this work in. Exciting things on the horizon for Elden Ring. I don't think we're going to notice any turn speed changes here if we're always standing in front of her during the attack, but we'll find out. Hey, I'm excited for Nightfall too. I've actually got a nice update on it coming tonight. Not a release date or anything, but we've been doing a lot of work on NPCs, like I mentioned before, and I've just finished this gigantic grand setup for generating all of the code for a new NPC. So there's the dialogue files, params for dialogue, subtitles, and most importantly, the event state machine code that handles talking interactions and things. No water failure. Oh, she's just started. You might not notice.
She's definitely still turning to face, but let me try reloading because we didn't do that. I used the force. Force in-game entity reload. Now we've already saved. I'm just gonna restart the game.
Yeah, sure.
You never know. All right, offline mode. See what happens. Hitboxes aren't disabled. Well, we didn't disable all of the hitboxes. I guess that would be an easy way to tell. We disabled the spherical hitboxes, which means I think the effect might still show up, like the swooshy effect, but
yeah, we didn't just disable those visual effects.
Yeah. I did save it, yeah, because I can't save it again, so it's saying there's no changes to be saved. All right, let's see. Also, I should have kept her healing removed, but whatever. Oh.
Also, interestingly, the fact that we're seeing the visual effect for the healing, I think that does tell us that she is healing, because that visual effect is probably tied to the special effect.
Oh, nice.
So if you do... I guess we didn't delete the effects, though. We only reduced the healing to 0. So yeah, we would still see them.
Right. Ta-da. Can you add the swooshy effects to our other attacks? I mean, that's a good question. I'm sure you could, but whether it would look good or it might be another thing.
It depends if they're coded as weapon trails or if they're kind of a hand-drawn visual effects, because some of them appear where her weapon hasn't even been.
Yeah, she's definitely turning to face. So either I changed the wrong thing or something else is going on. But let's remove all of her hitboxes from Waterfowl, and that will be the ultimate easy test. Here we go. Oh, no, not debug tool. So many programs now. Okay. Let's see here.
You can increase your window size there as well, by the way, if you just drag that left window.
This guy,
and get it a bit smaller.
There we go. Invoke attack. All these. Delete. Invoke attack behavior. And then the final one's on there. We'll leave the final one on there just for, I don't know, whatever. That's our attack litmus test. Also, there might... Oh, Oh, invoke Rumble. Haha. Nice.
Yeah, Rumble
Invoke
Cam.
Rumble Cam. I see. Okay, I was just making sure there weren't any other attacks, but it seems like they grouped them nicely.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so
We
let's
could also try changing our gradient thing to a speed up. See if
Oh yeah, true.
see if that works as well. It could be
Let's see,
interesting.
where is that?
Just in the middle there. Yeah.
Anim speed gradient. Here we go. 0.5. We'll set it to 20.
Yeah.
Oops. File. We're saved. Force in-game entity reload now. So she should be faster, and she should not she shouldn't hit us with waterfowl, that is. She's already eligible to do it, so we just need to wait for her AI to decide it's time to do it. Greetings, OPC. Crunch.
Hey, greetings from Australia. I can read that text. It's my natural language.
Well, I'm only using
yeah.
the forced thing, so let me save and quit.
And you're certain the Elden Ring folder we're modding here is the one that the game is using, right? Like, it's the one you're playing.
Nah, not at all. I'm not certain of that at all. How?
Because I know we're editing unpacked files, and
honestly,
that would imply you've been running an unpacked installation the whole time, right?
Yeah, honestly, we probably are not using that. I probably need to patch it with UXM, right?
I think I know what's happened. Yeah, the patching, because you've unpacked the game, but then it's been updated and restored at some point, and
yeah,
so the unpacked files are just sitting there. Gotcha.
Anyways, patch failed to write file because the game's running. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's let it make sure it fully closes out. This is all just, it's going to be super modded now once we load back in.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Patch. There we go. Patching complete. Easy. Again, we don't want things to work the first time. We don't do that here. We make sure that...
They won't work the first time for you viewers, so it would be unfair if they worked the first time on stream.
It's all about the troubleshooting, so...
Yeah.
Again, the reason that it's not working... Wait, what is this? Is that the Elden Ring cursor? I guess so.
It might be using old unpacked files if you've actually unpacked with a previous patch.
Oh, that is also possible, too. I think it probably did.
Doesn't matter for now.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Just so FYI, the files in Elden Ring are not exposed from the get-go like they are in Dark Souls Remastered. So you need to use a program, in this case UXM, and that just extracts from these big, huge single files all the folders and everything that you would expect exist in the game. So you can view the files in a way that makes sense. Yeah, we've only modified the params. Those are the only things we've seen that actually made it through, and that's because we're using the debug tool, which hooks right into the game.
Yeah, and that param file is the one file outside all those giant binders. So any changes you make will always come through on that. Though I don't think the game is editing that, as we've seen. The debug tool, I should say.
So now we'll see if she turns to face, or if she has hitboxes, or oh gosh, all those are gonna.
Or she's gonna be super speed at the start as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh. All right, super speed and just. No, don't heal up. Okay, she should be eligible to waterfowl now. Let's see. Yep, okay, all right. Yeah, all right, that was it. That was the problem.
There we go.
All right, now we've patched the exe, it's actually looking at those extracted files instead of just because it doesn't remove them from the packaged up files. It just like kind of copies them out of there, and then we edit those, but the game was still looking at the main files, and so our changes weren't coming across. So
when Steam validated the files or updated the exe or whatever, it was just leaving all those random unpacked files from its point of view. Didn't bother touching them.
Yeah. Yep. So
it's
now,
great though. There we go.
Yeah. See, we fixed. Okay, so now instead of 20, we're gonna do 0.5, and we don't need it to be that long. And well, is there a restore to default anywhere in here?
We should be able to restore that backup. Yeah, there might be an option there.
Save new backup, reload config. Reload game param and FMGs.
We might just need to go into the folder and rename the backup file and delete this one.
Yeah, possible. I mean, I'm not necessarily.
Yeah, it doesn't really
want
matter.
to do
Just
that right now, but yeah. Okay.
Testing out speed change.
So let's see. The slowdown will start. I want to start it here. Okay. And that'll slow her down for a bit, which should give the player more time to run away. Actually, I'll do a little bit longer here. Okay. Although she has no she has no hitboxes. So there's also that. She also doesn't turn to face.
Turning. Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that goes. All right, force in-game minity reload. Oh, I did that, and I think it crashed. It did, but that's okay. All right.
Well, this is the first time that it's actually been reloading potentially.
Yeah, I guess
I'm not
so.
sure. I'm not sure how it works with the patched files. Because we tried clicking that before, and it's not like it was actually
I don't know.
reloading into the game. So I'm sure that feature is highly experimental. But I'll ask Meow what the intent is. I'll have to run in a few minutes, by the way. So this is perfect timing for our big finale.
This will be our last test once we actually figured out what was going wrong. But we've successfully shown that we're affecting everything that she does here. Zoop. Well, get out of here. Need to patch it? No. What patching does is it makes the exe look at those unpacked files. And so I just have to do that once. But if I want to have it look at the normal game files, the packed ones and the standard stuff, then I need to restore that exe. Here we go. That seems like it gave it a little bit more time. And I dodge it perfectly.
I think so.
Dodge it except for the last hit, which actually still has a hitbox, so. Yeah, but we can slow that down even more and give the player just, absurd amount of time to get away. I wonder
what would happen if you set it to 0 speed. Just hangs there forever. Or if it's some, the smallest possible floating point number or something like that.
Well, you know how it goes in modding and programming. It's like, I wonder if, well, let's do it. Let's see. Where is that? Oh gosh, there's so much root. Wait, oh no, these white. Who? Oh,
I need to scroll left a bit,
Yeah, I'm scrolled. That's why. There we go. Anim speed gradient 0. And I was gonna try. We'll save and we will force. Okay. It didn't crash this time, so that's possibly a good sign. So now we need to see her do waterfall one more time. Let's see it. Do it, Millennia. Crunch. Come on. I just need to interrupt her attack. So she stops chaining. And then her AI will shoot there. Perfect! Look at that. There you go. There you go. Solved. You have trouble.
Does she have a tiny bit of movement? Can we tell if it's true 0 or is it?
It looks like
I think it might be true 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not. This is just selfie mode, like, hey guys.
That's great. I'm glad we discovered this.
But if I manage to stun her out of it, she should go back to normal, which I know you can do with a frost grenade if you toss out a frost pot. I wonder if I can actually stagger her though. She's probably immune to it. Why is she spinning? Because she's still turning to face, right? It's just for animation.
You can see that turning is layered by the engine on top of whatever animation she's doing, and that's why there's turn speed events. So I think her default turn speed might be infinite, and maybe the events we deleted are actually limiting it temporarily.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So you can see here, she's just auto-tracking you immediately.
Wait. It looks like I can get behind her, but yeah.
Right. Maybe it's not infinite, but it is some default value. So if you don't use those events in animations, then she'll always be able to turn at this default speed to face you.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. Wait, do I actually here really quickly? Give me a frost pot. To inventory, consumables. Yeah, frost, freezing pot.
So we have to take her into phase 2. Oh no, she's gonna have that heal again. I thought maybe we reduced her heal to 0. It would be the ultimate insult.
Let's see here. Oh, it put them into storage. I think I don't have any. Oh my gosh. So I need to give myself the cracked pot. There we go. Give myself 20, sure. Now freezing pot. Give me 10. There we wait. Oops.
Yeah, why is it sending into storage?
Is it ritual pot? Okay, if it's ritual pot, then yeah, that makes sense. Ritual pot. 10. Freezing pot. 10. There we go. All right.
Nice.
This should, because this normally staggers her out of it, and that should fix her. There we go. And now she's back to normal. So, yeah. So we did just block that. Oh, my HP is not locked in it. Oh, it is. Oh, I gained HP through the buff. I get it. Wait, we were saying we wanted to transition her?
Oh, no. I remember at one point we set her phase 2 heal to 0, and I thought that would be a pretty hilarious. We can see if it works, though. We can edit it in real time now and finish the fight the way Miyazaki always intended.
Oh, right, because I think those params are not.
I think they were hot reloading, though. Yeah, if we go back and set number 3 to 0, or whatever value it was.
She's gonna be healing. NPC recovery on hit. What is this? Let's see. Change HP rate. No, I probably passed it already. I passed it so fast. Change HP rate 0. Oh, they're all still 0. Wait.
Maybe we just need to save
that one's
the
minus 10.
program.
I think that's a good question. This one's also 10%.
I think because we didn't close debug tool since we rebooted the game.
Oh, there we go.
If we save now.
That one was, there we go. Okay.
Okay, there we go. So maybe if we save it now, maybe it'll take effect.
Let's see. Hello.
Yeah, I didn't see any healing.
Yeah. Ah. Ow.
I think those values. Well, I think while we were editing those values, they were being updated in real time or something crazy like that, without even clicking save. Like I think just when you confirm the text box, I think it was taking effect. And the save button is just for exporting them.
Phase 2, here we go. There she is. Ready? I'm just gonna. Ow. Poop.
She has 1 HP.
But she does heal in this phase because different effects, maybe, or maybe that attack in particular. I don't know.
Yeah, it might have a different ID.
There it is.
Yeah, if you look at, actually, I tweeted about this as well, where sometimes when you defeat phase 1 through a riposte, she won't transition. Because the events need you to simultaneously have her on 1 health and damage her.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't work because it blocks, the riposte animation blocks the event. So it's very funny.
Yeah, I noticed that very early and realized that, I guess I kind of broke down on my own terms how that bug manifests, where you can riposte her and a co-op or a summon can hit her, and then she doesn't heal in the next phase because I guess it's blocking that or something. The
phase transition event checks that she doesn't have a particular special effect applied during the riposte animation.
Oh, man.
It's just a funny setup. And I think it's actually set up that way because they removed that butterfly clone event that I was talking about, and it used to check if you damaged either her or the clone.
Oh, okay.
And so they took out the clone and they took out some of the event lines, but they didn't fully account for the change. But interesting, because given that they haven't patched it, I'm not sure if it's intentional or not.
Yeah, interesting. Well, all right. Thank you so much, Grim, for yet another mod session. The Anim Studio looks great. There's a lot of stuff you can do in there, of course, as well. And
it's beautifully polished at this point as well. And I think this is the first version that works for all games.
Wow, nice.
Meow's been focusing on Elden Ring for a while, and it stopped working for Dark Souls at one point, but this version works for all of them.
Pull it back.
So yeah, check it out. If you become a patron, you can get access to this. I'm not sure when Meow plans to release it outside Patreon.
Let me see. Patreon, Meow Meritus. I'll get a link here because Meow does a lot of stuff. He's the one that also did our Floppy Souls mod, among so many other things that are helping. Yeah, and he's a huge contributor to Nightfall for all the animation and combat things that, you can see obviously what the potential is there. So can't wait to share all of that with you as well. Yep, and then Grimrukh's got a Patreon as well because he's doing so much for all these projects and also education on modding. So check it all out, support the modders, and dive into it if you like.
I'm really going to be buckling down on Nightfall for the foreseeable future. I've got a nice big chunk of time in August set aside for it. But
Nice.
I have a little sneak peek update of that coming later today, actually.
Whoa, later today. All right.
Yeah, I've finished a big chunk of NPC sort of setup code that I've been working on that makes NPCs really easy to implement.
Wow, that's awesome. So your Twitter's the same, Grimrukh, the same way?
Yeah, just exactly.
Yeah, nice. Twitter.com/Grimrukh. There you go. Follow for those Nightfall updates and everything else. Thank you so much, Grim. And
no worries.
Are we on for next Friday?
At this stage, yes.
Okay, cool. Sounds
but
good.
I'll confirm with you, just before.
Just let me know.
And we can think about what to look at. Maybe,
I wonder,
who knows?
How many more episodes do you think we'll have? Because I feel like we've been covering a lot of what to do, and the rest is just diving in and
exactly. Yeah, I think we'd be really getting to the point where rather than exploring the different tools and files, we'd be like, all right, how do you make a new boss fight in Elden Ring? Or something
implement
crazy
stuff
like that.
Yeah.
And Elden Ring event scripting is now at the stage where we can do that. So
that's awesome. Very
and
cool.
I think I assume more folks would be interested in seeing some cool Elden Ring stuff, if possible. So
it's the new hotness. So yeah,
great. New hotness.
Yeah.
So you'll find me back in my Dark Souls remastered cave until then.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Grim. We'll see you next
no
Friday.
See you next time. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's awesome. That Anim Studio program is really impressive. There's so much stuff there that anybody opening that up can easily just take that for granted and be like, oh yeah, they probably hacked, pulled this out of the provided, they data mined this program that lets you do all this stuff. Nope. All made by a scratch from hand. After multiple modding sessions, do you know what sort of mod you want to make in the future? All the mods. All of them.